One of the processes of life is movement, but living is an experience that transcends our biological processes. There's a soul and a spirit behind it, and through intentional stillness and reflection, we can become aware of the habits we develop that prevent us from soulful living and instead lead us to a state of feeling entrapped on this earth. A cycle and a habit that I fell into was being too connected to worldly living. Doing stuff like focusing on the state of society and how things aren't really looking so good right now. The world is cold, it's tough, it's unfair, it's corrupt, it can be cruel, it's evil. I find it hard to believe that this isn't the devil's playground. And on top of that, superficiality is one of those things that seems to just linger through the air. Life doesn't really have meaning to it, and I feel that as we advance more, there's just generally a loss of humanness, and above all, a loss of a collective soul. Everything is all about money. It's all about status. It's all about power. It's all about me, me, me. Each man for themselves, God for us all. Human nature can be so tyrannical, and when we're stuck in a system that creates circumstances that the average person can't control, but can still be greatly impacted by, how easy does it become to fear for the future? And when we're in an age where connection has almost become a rarity due to different messages being spread across social media about how we should be and how we should interact with each other, how easy does it become to lose faith in love and companionship? With all these things, it sometimes feels like life is bigger than me. And I mean that in a losing game type of way. And over time, I started to notice myself freeze and stagnate. And I wouldn't really do much because I just felt like there was no reason to do much. But instead, I would just ruminate for days and nights to the point of mental entrapment. But without movement, there is no life. And I don't want my existence here to be in vain. The reality is, this world has evil in it, but there's also just as much goodness and opportunity and soulfulness. When you get to a point where you're primarily giving attention to the bad things, it begins to drain the energy out of you. And sometimes you have to realize that you can be your biggest energy vampire. We can talk about how other people are energy vampires, what, protect your energy, protect your peace. But when can we sit down and realize that, maybe I'm being my biggest energy vampire, I had to come to that realization, and through doing so, I just became aware of how our power or our downfall lies in our perceptions. So, as long as we are alive, we must continue to give life a chance and to give ourselves a chance. And having angst, feeling anxious, feeling an existential dread, it's like almost like dismissing the love and support from the man himself. God has the ability to work through us to help us build resilience and faith, so that even when the world is messed up, we don't become messed up because of it. We have to continue to build habits that allow us to see things in a better way than woe is me or woe is humanity. We can still feel peace every day, regardless of what we're going through. We just have to find the tools and the resources to assist us on our journeys.